Once the final tie on my loincloth is secured, I take a long breath. It feels so good to be clothed again after having my every lustful impulse on full display. Tonight marks the last night for Moon Cold to feast. Once the sun rises, we will begin our fast until the next half moon. While I probably should be taking food, I'm much more intrigued by the sights of the 5 clans, intermingled and exuberant as they are tonight. So many colors I've never seen before, so many different cultures playing out in cloth and fur. Small pockets of musicians are scattered throughout the mid hall. Their sounds soft enough to not drown out the others. Their music joins together in a rhythmic soup of sound. I scan the many faces for Annabum, my heart heavy at not sharing these experiences together. Whatever keeps him from me now, I trust he has a reason. I just hope that he's alright. In this moment of solitude, I marvel at the massive soul crest suspended from the web of cordage in the heart of the clearing. Never have I seen one so large, and I made sure to enjoy its warmth as it sinks into my skin. Its gentle glow of captured sunlight bathes us in sifting oranges and golds. There he is, the man of night. I'm surprised to find you alone. With your thing practically dripping for all to see earlier, I was expecting a crowd of circling wolves around you, eager to lap it up. With a playful smile, Kirik offers me a bowl filled to its brim with several cuts of meat. Venison being my first guess, an assortment of vegetables, some of which I've never seen before, and 2 humble pieces of flat white bread. The wafting steam coming from the bowl floods into my lungs, sparking my stomach to rumble. After weeks on the road of chewing jerky and hardtack, a warm meal is a much welcome thing. It's only slightly cruel that this will be my last for some time, but I'm grateful nonetheless. Ah, good lad, this smells incredible. We take our seats on the soil of the clearing, sitting next to one another with our treats. The taste is even better. Brought you a few of these as well. His amber paw reaches over, dropping a number of brightly colored cloudberries into the bowl. Wow, haven't had these in a long time. 6 suns. So, this was quite a display up there. Have anything to say for yourself? His arms drapes over my neck, pulling me into his chest for a moment before letting me go. I was expecting this. You can't wave your thing around like that and not expect me to bring it up. It's the talk of the town. Well, it is what it is. I didn't even have control of it. My desire just flared up. To have somebody gazing at me, to be met with my tributes like that, it was exhilarating. Looked like you were ready to burst. Kirik reaches over to give my groin a few light pats, causing me to elbow him away. You have no idea. My first day in the wind has been close to torture in that regard. I saw Taloen take you to the Sighing Stones. Quite the place, that. I imagine you would know. I really do. Enough about your thing for now. Let's talk about your fucking tribute, for fuck's sake. You lucky bastard, I can't believe it. What, jealous? Both you and them, my old eyes throbbing knot, soaring the cream of the fucking crop. So you know them, then? My tributes? Well, no, and yes. Oh? Kirik places his bowl down between his hind paws, clearly ready to share his thoughts. What do you think of Noakai? Noakai, that one hulking mass of menacing wolf meat. If I've ever laid eyes on him, I've never actually spoken to that guy, and my gut says I'm all the better for it. He's a strange one, must keep to himself, 'cause you almost never see him, and when you do, he looks right pissed off. And I'm no prey animal, but just the sight of him makes my blood run cold. I chew happily at my warm meal as he speaks, trying my best to keep my attention on his words, though the nature of his tone tells me he harbors some concern. Back during my moonfall, he was offered to some prestigious Tian lad, some kind of acolyte. He refused Noakai without even a breath of consideration, and by the look of it, no one was surprised. Wolves and men who listen to the call and the tides form the Tian clans. They dwell along the eastern shores of the realm. Along the eastern shores of the realm, where the drumming song of waves upon rock and shore is ever present. The great medicine men and wolves among them, known as druids, are celebrated for their profound spiritual wisdom and guidance. Can't say I blame the lad. I don't know what I'd do with those crazy eyes gleaming at me from the saddles. I hope you know what you're getting into with him. A good luck to your guts if you end up bonding with him with a bestowal. If a wolf can survive in the tundra with his nuts swinging in the wind, you just know his dick is massive. You should write poetry on Nokai's Swollen Knot, Nuts in the Breeze by Kirik. I'll wait to describe it until you share the details, brother. You're a braver man than I. Just don't go and get your ass destroyed. I mean it. Actually, I've already spent some time with him today. He's really not as bad as you make out. Oh, go on then, if only I had a pen. I stumbled onto him out in the backwoods near the entrance to Taloen's side. Honestly, I'm glad we had the chance to talk before the ride. I wonder if I would have chosen differently otherwise. He's the last wolf I want to see out in the woods alone. What happened? I interrupted his hunt, which I then took over. Much of his ire, I can't say why, but I don't feel threatened by him. Not truly, though I think he wants me to be. I felt comfortable enough to let him smell me. He seems big on scent. Looks like you freaks have something in common then. Go on then. He wanted to know my smell, said it was muddied by the other wolves I met before him. Kirik draws closer to me, leaning his snout down to my skin and drawing a few huffs. Smells fine to me, musky and familiar. He must have the better nose. Gotta say, I have a hard time picturing him humoring that. Then you'll have fun picturing this. I got to smell him back. God, Soren, your lustful depravity knows no bounds. It's always a pitch with you, isn't it? Ha, you know me. Though it wasn't like that, at least not initially. It was more of a way to get to know each other. He seemed fine with it. Well, you still have your face. That's a good start by my tale. I just know you're indulged. I can feel my things still awake as I remember his strong muscle. I really did. We shared in our laughter together, just like we've done countless times before. I guess he's alluring in that untamed could crush me with ease instead of my pelvis kind of way. You've clearly thought about this before. What if he prefers getting fucked? Imagine those thighs wrapping around you. Now that would be worth a few lines of poetry. Shameless. Alright then. Now that's a fucking beautiful man. Meet in all the right places. It's just a saying that he seems so distant. Oh, how do you mean? He's got that untouchable, druidic, priestly air about him. Hard to get a read on who he actually is. That's my take, at least. Have you ever spent time with him? Not exactly. He always saw some of my training. It was my Tian tribute's first time instructing. My guy was cute enough, but I couldn't take my eyes off of Wython. I knew it, my tribute knew it, and Wython knew it. Bastard would just sit there with those pink nipples staring me in the face, perfectly composed, soft-spoken, and unyielding. Brushed off my every advance. You tried to seduce him in front of your tribute? I mumbled my question in between savory bites of tender meat and soft bread. Not exactly in front of him, but you know how I am. I can't hide those things. My pride took a hit after Wython. To think a healer causing so much pain. Kirik flashes his brows as he chews, little pieces of crumbs clinging to his fluff. I bet he fucks like a beast. There's always a quiet one. There's always a quiet types. You're talking from experience? Yep, I'm looking at it. Only that he's the most breathtaking wolf I've ever seen. And what the fuck do you mean you've paired with him? You've always had take. I think he going by his own here. Only that he's the most breathtaking wolf I've ever seen. And what the fuck do you mean you pair with him? You've always had taste for Herserman. I had a feeling Velv would be no different. Of course you did. You've seen the man. He's as close to perfection as your dear me has ever gotten in my eyes. Arms wider than my thighs, that thick rumbling voice, and an ass you could balance a spear on. Not to mention he's a white hero, bard songs and all. The Black Blade, skirts to the west. I repeat the words spoken of him at the white attributes. Destroyer of eager holes, cedar of many wolves. Kirik's outstretched hand arches out in front of him like a rising, setting moon. I saw him turn his last moon called. I'm surprised the new wolf could walk after. Listen, you got to let me play with the two of you. I've unfinished business with that wolf. Oh, he almost fucked me once, in the days after my bestowal. Story time. So I was enjoying myself in the signing stones as you do, getting a feel for my new form and all. There I was with a pack of wolves, each taking their turn with me. I'm broken in, filled a warm hole around my knot, loving every minute of it, and there he was, leaning back against a rock, just watching. With some bug's thing halfway down my throat, I begged him to join with my eyes, and for a moment there, I thought it was happening. The bastard stood up to the tip of his thing poking out, about to make for my direction he wanted. He wanted it. But he just left. Just turned right the fuck around and left. I couldn't even enjoy myself after that. I need to take that man. You'll Sarah, won't you? No promise there. As much as you clearly want this, it sounds like he might not. Besides, I'd like to come to know him before offering my friend's eager hole unsolicited. So you consider it, then? Good lad. You have to admit, though, that ass of his. I know, I really do. With Kirik's illustrious and eloquent opinions exhausted, he leans back with a few satisfied pats on his full belly. I told you there'd be hounds, and I knew you have already ogled them all. What can I say? I'm a man of desire. Speaking of, would you still like to spend some time together tonight? I could slip into your camp once things settle down here, maybe help you sort this out. His paw wraps around my thing, holding it in a tight bundle of cloth. I feel myself start to swell in his grasp. What do you say? Maybe next time when we come back to this choice again, we'll pick this. But I think since we're going a specific route, best to do this here. As much as I'd love to play again, I'm exhausted. I still have some night left before I can finally rest. Alright then, I can understand that. Though he tries to hide it, his tucked ears betrayed his disappointment. It's been a long day for you. A long few weeks. You deserve a good night's sleep. Thanks for understanding, man. Just keep me in your thoughts. You've not forgotten how well I know your longings, right? An advantage I'll covet while I can. There's no forgetting that, Kirik. That's the answer I was after. I'll be around whenever you're in need of some warmth. Gonna go talk to your lads or head back to your camp. I'd like to find Taloen. I haven't seen him since before moonrise. Any chance you spotted him around? Sorry to say, I haven't, not since he left the lodge with you. You okay? I think so. I hope so. You know how he is. Aye, a closed book. I'll keep an eye out for you, but something tells me he might be of more help. Kirik gestures out into the clearing, pointing at a silver wolf with his extended paw. My heart jumps at first glance, thinking perhaps Taloen has finally decided to show face. Instead, Taloen approaches us with his usual elegance. Good evening, old friends, Soren, Kirik. I trust the two of you are well. Your laughter fills the air beautifully. Well met, Taloen. Please join us. Kirik reaches for me now, for my now empty bowl, and stacks it with us, placing it to the side of us as we sift to offer space for the lunar wolf to claim. Gladly, thank you. Enjoy your night, Taloen. Was a lovely ritual as always. Kind words, my boy. It was a fulfilling rite of tributes, as it should be. We have our friend here to partially thank for that. Taloen pats at my knee with smiling eyes. I have come to offer my congratulations to you on the acceptance of your tributes. Each stands as a paragon of their aspects, all fine wolves, any of whom would be a great honor to choose. Though I'm sure Kirik has already shared some insight of them. Indeed he has. It was enlightening. Kirik can only smile awkwardly, his tail hugging close to his leg. Well, I should be going for the night. I'm sure the two of you have much to discuss. Please, you're welcome to remain if you like. I didn't intend to end your time together. I got a few faces to see tonight myself, lots to catch up on and all. Very well, Kirik. There are matters we must discuss concerning your role in the upcoming ritual. Find me, will you, before the last torches go out. Understood, sir. With that, Kirik slips away into the sea of fur with our empty bowls in hand, leaving Taloen and I in a quiet pocket of our own. He'll play a part in the next ritual. Indeed he will. Kirik possesses a virility that is well suited for the rite of heritors. He was chosen by your matrons explicitly. I see. What does the white entail? Patience affords a joy surprises, dear Sowen. You have to wait and see. Enough of that, though. I want to voice my appreciation for your own display tonight. It has been many suns since I've seen such an auspicious offering of a moon cold. To see you standing there as you were was a beautiful sight. After our chat earlier in the sighing stones, it seems you've only deepened in your connection to your own vitality and impulses to knife fire. My time in the wind thus far has been one prolonged lesson in that. Seeing the sighing stones lit a fire in me that is burning even now. Very good, Sowen. You would do well to stoke it. My time in the wind thus far has been one prolonged lesson in that. Seeing the sighing stones lit a fire in me that is burning even now. Very good, Sowen. You would do well to stoke it. Is what happened to me at the White particularly where? Sadly, yet unsurprisingly, yes. Many young moon called are overcome by a host of thwarting emotions when they rise to be offered fear, humiliation, trepidation, all potent distractions from their primal desires. Those men stand naked before their people, their blood running cold. There is nothing wrong with that. It's to be expected, even which is why your posting display was so greatly celebrated. The howl when I stood. Where was that? Taloen purrs a rolling chuckle. Your brothers were honoring your resolve, bravery, and eagerness. With their voices they raised your praise to the chilled realm of Odirme himself, to proclaim your merit and usher the beast in. It happens far too seldomly. You don't strike me as one for coveting pride, so rather just know that it is an auspicious sign. May it assuage any lingering doubts. With each word and the assurance of their meaning, the weight of my fears bound to the success of this moonfall begins to slightly ease. I look forward to seeing the path you choose, for there are many at your feet. Thank you, Taloen. I hope to make our people proud. We enjoy a few moments of silence, letting the weight of our words settle in our memories. Have you seen Animum by any chance? I've looked for him since the fight began. I was expecting to share these conversations with him tonight as well. I'm afraid I haven't, though knowing Animum and how much he cares for you, he likely witnessed it all. Alongside spells out for me, one that's been building each moment that I spend without him. I was afraid he would do this. That you know him well. Tell me, what do you make of his absence? If I were to guess, after the confrontation at the lodge, Annabelle thinks it's wise to distance himself from me. An act of love, no matter how disappointing it may feel, how needless it may be. I don't understand why he plays his games, the secrecy, the distance. To Annabelle, these matters are no games. They are deadly serious. You know this. In his eyes, he would shoulder the weight of his actions alone, in his love for you. He spares me by leaving me in the dark. I know, he always been that way, a stubborn ass, if not an incredible man. I'm heartened to know you understand him so, and that you choose not to yield to the anger that his actions might stir. Annabelle has walked a path harsher than most would be able to endure. There are often fears of the realm of his actions, and in time he will reveal them to you. A humble acknowledgement, each word of it reflecting my own old thoughts. Until then, it is wise to focus on the path before you. You are on a journey of your own, lest you forget one that would have you stand in solace, as anyone would surely wishes for you. You're right, as ever. he and I are likely to call your friend brother. Our threads are intertwined. I'm just happy to play my part in your story. Though I do wish to ask your forgiveness, Soen, I have promised that no harm will come to Anawam in his meeting with Wow. I do not foresee what came to pass. Leader of the peoples of the moon, the Wow acts as the voice of Demon's will and is charged with overseeing the many rites and celebrations that take place in the Carthros. A seat only a lunar wolf can claim. The title of Wow is bestowed upon the next moon woven to awaken after or near the death of the current Wow. You have my heartfelt apologies. Oh, that's right, Taloen. Your words gave me much needed comfort in that moment. I know that Anawam had a hand in how things unfolded, quite literally. In front of me, to see him like that, though I'm more so relieved that he's alright and that he can remain in the wind. I have you to thank for that. Truly, thank you for speaking when you did. I share your feelings. I have known Anawam for most of his life, and yet I see now that there are ties in his heart that remain unknown to me. This is the way of man. Regardless, we can both rest well tonight, knowing that he's safe in our dear mate's light once more. That he will. Now then, have you had the chance to speak with your tribute tonight? I've not, no. I was just finishing my last meal when you approached. I suppose I should. Very good, I'll save you the trouble hunting each of them down. Taloen stands and I quickly rise in turn. Over yonder, you'll find the dining tables of the Herser. Velv often takes his meals there with his brethren. If you happen to join the lot of them, keep your wits about you. The Herser are known for their crude humor. There's a good thing I met with Kirik first, a proper warm-up. I can only imagine. Next, Wython, look to those musicians there. Wython often joins in on their evening play. He can be elusive, however, and might have already made his way toward the lakeside. Like you, he is one for solitude. A like-hearted spirit, so if not among the musicians, I make for the lake. That leaves Noakai. If still here, he might be found there. Taloen points out towards a large rock on the edge of the clearing, with what looks to be many small groups of Noakai wolves and people enjoying their meals. An ancient people, they kindled a small flame of culture which spread through time, delivering art, music, and the history of Eld told through sacred stories. The Noakai are fierce hunters, skilled artisans, and a highly traditional people. To the flame wolves of the north, finding one's place in the rhythm of the wilds is the responsibility of all who tread on their thawed ancestral lands. Tread mindfully and hold your ground. He will respect you for it. Understood. With that, my boy, I'll leave you. Enjoy your evening and rest well tonight under the brilliance of his glow. And to you, Taloen, I'll see you when tomorrow comes. With a few light pats on my back, Taloen leaves me and watches as he floats over to a nearby group, igniting warm smiles and welcoming gestures. Right, truly alone. Then with my path before me, I suppose it's time to meet the lads. Now, whom shall I approach first? Now meet Noakai. On the far side of the clearing, Noakai rests his back against a large stone, his arms crossed, and his eyes fixed on me. With a full breath, I waited my resolve to face him again, wondering what he'll say now that we are bonded by right. I move through small packs of flame wolves as they sing softly to the rhythms of sound-skinned drums. They watch me cautiously as I make my way to Noakai, who seems completely unaware of them. A few feet of him, when suddenly a large wildfang wolf drops down from the rocky ledge to his side, baring its fangs at me with fury in its eyes. Startled, I jump back a pace. I hadn't seen it atop the rocks. Were we in the wilds, this might well have been my end. Norai keeps his eyes trained on me, but I don't watch him for long. I can feel half of the clearing, watching the confrontation unfold, though I dare not turn to see him. Instead, my focus is drawn to the wildfang, who takes a slow step towards me, causing my heart to skip a beat. No animal is vicious for the sake of it. This I know in my bones. With my courage gathered once again, I kneel down until my knee sinks into the forest floor, and with a silent prayer, I extend my hand out to the wolf. Easy there, I mean no harm. In his jaw tenses, coarse hackles fully erect. I cast my eyes away from contact, blinking slowly and as calmly as I'm able to. In a few breaths, the snarling ceases, and I raise my eyes at the sensation of hot air being blown against my outstretched hand. The beast sniffs at it curiously. Closing my eyes, I'll call out once again. I imagine my words drifting through the forest like a gentle breeze and meeting this creature with respect. That's it. Come to know me. Take your time. A sharp chill breaks my visualization as the cold of her nose presses into my skin, followed by the most cautious of licks. That's a girl. It's good to meet you too. The wildfang softens slowly, allowing me to lightly rub the bridge of her snout with my knuckles. I go to reach above her head for the tried and true way to the canine's heart. Ear scratches, only she ducks her head away from it when a warning growl. That's fair. Turning tail, the wolf returns to Noakai's side, gracefully bonding up the rock face with two strong leaps. She settles back into her comfortable perch on the ledge, eyeing me calmly. With a nod, Norai beckons me over. You are either foolishly brave or boldly stupid. Noakai turns his head to the wildfang, who happily gazes in his direction. You've made men for less. A small voice inside of me laughs at his words. It seems the right attributes did little to warm him to me. It seems he'll be harder to convince than this wildfang. I've always had a bond with animals, but I've never met eyes with a wildfang before. She's magnificent. Is he bound to you? The dark wolf scoffs and leans his head back against the rock behind him in a slow and deliberate motion. Do not speak of her as if she is not also present. And Naka belongs to no one. She remains here because it is her will to do so, and hers alone. You could have known that yourself had you stopped to listen. I looked at the wildfang before me and marveled at her beauty, paying caution to not meet her eyes, as animals' tails taught me. Apologies, I can't hear their voices as your people are known to. Perhaps that is something you can teach me? That depends on you. Your kind is filled with noise, and few among you are willing to let it go. What do you say, girl? Am I one of the few? And Naka's tail wagged easily in the firelight. I strained to hear something from her, anything. In the sound of silence, I think I failed until she looked to Noakai with a gentle huff. First, you'll learn to track properly. Let's see if you can handle that. I accept that challenge gladly. Was I truly so awful? Have you killed before on your hunts? My question, which wasn't meant as a grab for validation, is left to rot. No, I thought not. You track for your own pleasure. You care not for the dance between hunter and prey, the ultimate way of the beast. A weight comes over me, right as he is. It hurts to hear. Tracking has been one of my greatest joys in life. But you will learn. I am here to teach you. You have a strong start, stronger than most from other clans. His words are lighter on his tongue, his brow softer. Then I shall be happy to learn from you. He eyes me stoically, his tail slightly swaying, his heartbeat slow. Good. My mind swirls with questions for the flame wolf, the first of his kind that I've spoken to. I can't choose which to breach, and Noakai seems to notice. What? Speak. I dare not fiddle with words or try to yield to him. My instincts tell me that will only make him angrier. Yet I want to come to know him, and now is as good a time as any. Here it goes. I know what you want. And what might that be? You want another sniff. I can smell you now. Your blood is stirring. The wolf eyes me, dragging his gaze across my chest and lower. You know, there might be more I could learn. You're bold, first in the woods, then out the white. I've never seen a cold swell like that. You'll have to earn it. Right, gladly. Out with your question. It's challenging to pull my mind away from his teasing, but his stern gaze dampens my fire. Right. I want to ask, what is it that we were hunting? You said we'd never find our prey, yet I felt like we were drawing closer. I said you would never see it. You won't. I was tracking an animal, a guardian spirit. Inua? That is what my people call them. They go by other names. Who are they? Ancient energies that have called the Carthagos home long before my people were steered from the ice. Invisible by day and ephemeral by night. Dreamwalkers. And you hunt them? No blood is spilled. It is considered a great feat for a hunter to track and glimpse an Inua. Those that do have their names woven into song. I see. You set out as the sun begins to fall, then track it until the veil of night makes them visible. There's a way, weightless, they prance through the glades and forests, leaving few tracks. I thought something was strange about them. Why not simply track them in the dead of night when they're most visible? Where would be the honor in that? Besides, they solidify for only a moment when the moon's first light hits their forms. So the hunter has to be in the perfect place at the precise moment. Wait, you were testing my tracking skill against a legendary hunt. It was at ease before your shouting pierced the ears of every being in the wind. The tracks you were following were unpredictable. With the Inwa, the challenge begins once they recognize your presence. I take it you were unsuccessful after I left. Do you hear my name in the songs around you? Sorry about that. You'll be making it up to me. Fine, ask. You look at my pack. I glance curiously between him and the Naka, who sits stoically on her perch, looking out at the bustling clearing and the feasting wolves. Just you and the Naka were introduced as part of the river. I warned them in memory alone, regardless of what she says. The sun of those days have set. In the wilds, Inaka is all the pack that I need. I see. Are you clanless? Noakai snarls as his eyes open even wider, making me immediately regret my words. I'm sorry, I just thought you didn't think I would not be here if I was, nor would I be offered as tribute. You're right, that was foolish of me. I just always envisioned Noakai packs being larger than a pair. A pack could be anything more than one, and a Naka alone counts as two. I'm glad you have each other then. Is there room for another? Confident or arrogant, we'll see. Can I know more about who you are? And I must see something in you after all. Thankfully, he takes my teasing in stride, and the smallest of challenging smiles pulls at his lips. And so do you, apparently. He's got me there. I accepted him, after all. I am Noakai of the Noakai. I was born in flame, and through my bestowal, I awoke in flame. I hunt, I survive, and now I'm here to teach you the same. A stoic response. Why not tell me a bit about the man behind those eyes? Norai looks to the ground, shifting his weight as he thinks. Something tells me he's not used to speaking of himself. I make bowls. Bowls? From wood. An artisan, then. I've always wanted to learn the craft myself. What kind of wood do you like to carve? My favorite is oak, though I seldom get to work it. His face lights up in a way I haven't seen yet in our time together. I mostly carve fire and silver birch where there was fallen. I could show you in our downtime. I really like that. We can start you on some white pine. It's softwood with a nice grain. I think this is the most alive I've seen you tonight. The wolf grumbles and turns his head away from me, though his tail can't help but sway. Next question. Speak. So you're your people's fiercest hunter. I don't normally attribute ferocity to a hunt, and that is why you have much to learn. Ferocity is the language of the wilds. It demands it. Your prey demands and deserves it. Such is the way of a hunter. Deserves, what do you mean by that? A hunter must dance with their prey, embracing their role in the pursuit. And the hunt, ferocity, is a sacred duty. Should our quarry escape, they will have learned a great deal. Should they die, it will be swift. That is our way. He speaks as the wilderness itself, unknowable, harsh and balanced. I think I see, and you can teach me this? The great hunters are old. For a time, we will leave the wind, and you will learn to stalk as our kind once did. Outside of the wind, to the north, I try to contain my excitement at the prospect of seeing even more of the shrouded world. Yes, together we'll travel to the foothills of Etir's Spire, the ancestral grounds of my people. There you will make your first kill. Once you have tasted blood truly hunted, then your heart will know the ways of the beast. This is asked of all moon-called men. To take on the spirit of the beast before becoming one? It is so. And when are we to leave? That is up to you. I can't help but smile at the prospect. Learning to properly track alongside a master has been a fleeting dream of mine for all my life. I can't help but look upon him in awe. Towards his brows furrow around his two smoldering eyes. A long pause draws out between the three of us, long enough to feel slightly awkward. I draw a breath to speak, just as Noakai does. What? Speak. I'm told that you're a nomadic people. I'm wondering, where's your territory? I've told you already. North. Etir Spire, then. I've never seen it. Sorry, I'm more than excited that we're going there. Will we be hunting in your territory specifically? No, my land lies high on the spire, too far and too dangerous of a journey for you. Animum says the heights of the spire are perilous. If the bitter cold doesn't claim you, the dark woods will. It is so. How can you live in such a place? Oars, an aspect of flame. Granted, my people's bodies are kindling and souls of fire we endure. I'm reminded of the radiating heat spilling from the wolf when we drew close to each other in the backwoods. Perhaps he means it literally. But why? Surely there are more hospitable places for you. The elements hone my fangs, and the desire is welcome, far from pups with too many questions. I match his playful glare. You'll be safe and warm enough during our hunt, so long as you stay close. That's good to know. I was just thinking of what gear I should acquire. Oh my God. That's good to hear. I was just thinking of what gear I should acquire. I take it you're not one for layers? I'll hunt as the deer man made me, and you will. Well, I have much to learn and little time to do so. We should check to see if the evergreen has melted. There's still one thing I don't understand. Of course there is. I wanted to ask you, was your role as tribute something you chose for yourself? I have to say, I was surprised when you came to stand before me. I wasn't expecting to see you again, let alone tonight. No, and yes, the chief matriarch has offered me before, but just like Inaka, I too am here because I will it. You're a worthy match. I'm surprised to hear you say that. What makes me so? I'm not seeking praise, why? I liked your scent, what little there was of it. You clearly enjoyed mine. Am I that easy to read? The tang of your leaking thing as you smelled me was stronger than my own scent. And yet you liked it. I'm glad you chose to stand. And you're right, I enjoy your scent as well, Noakai of the Wankai. You accepted me. Why? Trip. My eyes sift to his paws as I notice a movement in the dark, but against his fur I struggle to make out just what it was. I'd like to come to know you more. You're not the most forthcoming of the wolves I've met today, but out there in the backwoods I felt drawn to you in a way. Swim. Are you still afraid? Less and less so. I want to learn from you, to come to know your ways, and perhaps more than that, I suppose we are bound as potential partners for the bestowal. You and I. We'll see. Trip. Are you bleeding? The source of the sound I've been hearing comes into focus as the crimson drop slips from his paw. I watch as it splashes into the dry dirt at his hind claws. It's nothing. Another drop falls, and I catch sight of what looks to be raw cuts atop the ridges of his knuckles, much like the ones Annabelle earned earlier this evening. I know a bit of healing. I can look it over if you like. Noakai growls out a low grumble, his fists tightening and clenching, causing yet more blood to fall to the floor. I reach out to take his paw. What are you doing? I just want to take a look at it. Another growl, only this time is accompanied by a quivering flash of his fangs, and I bring his paw into the dim light. This isn't the first time the wolf has attempted to use my fear against me, and I doubt it shall be the last. Stop. Fear alone won't move me. We're bound together now. If you truly don't want me to touch you, you should just say so. It's fine. It will heal in a day or two. I squint at the wound, trying to appraise what I can in the poor light. It's difficult to see. The blood has dried over much of your fur. I can't get a good look. Satisfied? It's healing already. Well, no, it's still bleeding. I think for a moment before finding a solution. Would you be willing to sift back for me? It would help to have your fur out of the way. No. Noakai pulls his paw from my grasp with a force that startles me. It wouldn't take long, I said no. A strained sigh almost leaves my lips. I can feel my jaw clench despite trying my best to stay calm in the face of his volatile outburst. Okay, I hear you. I'd at least like to clean it. Right here, I'll fetch some warm water. I turned to leave without offering him a chance to growl or huff again. It takes just a few moments to procure a skin of warm water from a group of nearby wolves enjoying their nightly tea. Yet when I return, Noakai is nowhere in sight. That bastard. I look around the clearing for him, but it's no use. Perhaps I was too forceful. I can only hope that the next time we meet will go smoother. Else it will be a long moon at his side. Just as I resolved to return the water, a flash of light low to the ground glanced off a pair of eyes that pierced the darkness of the night-clad forest. Inaka? The form steps forward into moonlight, and sure enough, it's her. Alright then, I hunt. Steps effortlessly through the forest, pausing occasionally for me to catch up before trotting on ahead again. A few moments pass and I find myself in a familiar place, the backwoods, where I first met Noakai. Standing there, in the saddle and darkness, his black form turns to face me. What the fuck do you want? Most learn quickly when to leave me alone, yet you can't seem to. What do you want? I just want to help you. Why? Because I'm able to. Because I know what it's like to hurt. I know I would be glad if someone could ease it. You think you can just walk into people's lives and declare that you can fix them, that you know what's best for them? No, I don't. I simply offer to aid which I know I can give. It's arrogance. Do you see how you are? His hot breath flows from his muzzle in visible strings of steam. I don't wish to provoke him, but I won't stand idle while he berates me. And what of you? Do you walk through life bearing your fangs at any and all who try to come to know you? The wolf roars and bounds towards me at a tremendous speed. My instincts ignite, and I leap backward, taking a few steps before my ankle catches on a limb of the forest. I ease my fall onto the ground just as Noakai crashes down atop me, his claws digging into the earth on either side of me. His teeth catch the moon's reflection as I stare into his open maw. His eyes fall shut as I speak. Noakai, what the fuck? The chorus of insects keeping Anaka's agitated growls company unlock my eyes on his. I don't want to be afraid of you, please. Waves of heat spill from behind his fangs. They crash down around me and send the sweat on my brow ablaze. You should be. His lower jaw quakes between words. The sound of his teeth clinking together pulls my attention to the danger of his fangs as they glisten in the moonlight. A wordless impulse tears through me, the primal fear of an animal caught in the grasp of a predator, ancient and final. I look into his eyes, searching for any shred of humanity to banish the image of him forming in my mind, a beast, savage and heartless, bereft of mercy. What I do next surprises me. Without knowledge of the movement prior, I find my hand resting against his cheek, gently I push into his fur. His eyes shatter into a fragility I've never seen in them, but only for the briefest moment. A rush of air sends leaves and wet earth onto me as Noakai thrusts himself up and away. When my eyes open, I see him sitting beside me, his broad back blocking most of the forest. I watch from where he left me as his breathing slows in progressively slower and deeper breaths, and Naka approaches him cautiously, her ears pinned back as mine would be. When he finally turns to face me, his brow is heavy, and his eyes low. No beast is vicious for the sake of it. You tread like a blind cub in a fucking dork with no idea what you're doing. His voice is low, barely audible under the intake of his heavy breath. I pick myself up off the damp floor and come to kneel in front of him. The wolf refuses my eyes, instead looking to Anaka, who paws at his strong legs. You're right, I don't. I am trying. We both are. Is that not enough for a first step? Or will you cast us aside before we've ever begun? Here. Noakai extends his paw to me once again. Hesitating only briefly, I take it as gently as I'm able to. With his fur pulled apart as best as I can get it, I pour the warmed water over his now dirt-filled cuts. With my thumbs, I rub at the hardened clots, loosening the hardened fur around his wounds. We sit in silence as I work. The forest resumes her sweet song of rustling branches and insects singing, and that is enough for us. The cuts are deeper than I had thought. Did this happen before the rite, and after I left you in the woods? Nothing. I won't press him. This is the calmest he's been the whole night. He's taking deep and slow breaths. I do what I can to clean the wounds, and using the fur of my loincloth, I ensure they are dry. I'm finished. Just keep it clean, alright? Norai stands and pulls me up with him, and I watch as he opens and closes his fist a number of times. Our eyes meet again as he brushes off a bit of dirt from my arm. First my scent, and now this. I'm relieved to see his tail sway a single time, and I smile at the coarse fur brushing against my leg. Perhaps brave, after all. We do what we can for each other. Thank you for letting me help. Noakai looks into my eyes, the same piercing stare that he always has, and now his brow remains just as furrowed. This moment feels soft. From the darkness, a light flickers behind the shoulder of the wolf. There it is again. Noakai, do you see this? What is it? Where? A point behind him causes his head to shift to the side sharply as his ears flick about, scanning for sounds of movement. All the while, the light emits a dim red glow against the dark forest. Just there. That light. What light? I don't see anything. Noakai looks to me with a pinched brow. But it's right there. Just as he turns to search for it again, it vanishes into the chill light of the moon. Noakai leans in and sniffs at the air around me. Are you breaking again? What? No, I'm fine. Could you really not see the light? Just then, it was right behind you. There was no light. I saw it before, here in these woods, when we first met. Noakai eyes me cautiously. I can tell he's unsure of what to say. He was clear enough that, whatever that light was, I alone perceived it. It's alright. I'm fine. You should go now. You have others to speak with. You need sleep. So you were watching me when I chose you first? Not that I needed to. You don't smell of the others. Go on then. They'll want to speak with you as well. I let out a small sigh, not yet wanting to abandon the topic of the strange light. I suppose you're right. The wolf looks to his cleaned hand before returning to me. Good, I will repay this favor and show you what I know. We'll hunt together again when you wish it, Soren. I look forward to that then. I kneel down to meet Anaka as she trots up from behind Noakai. She seems pleased, her tail swaying happily. And you too, friend. I hope to see you again as well. Good night, Noakai. Keep it clean for me. As Noakai nods a stoic farewell and glances about the forest behind them one last time, finding only glimmering shafts of moonbeams. With the memory of his eyes smoldering in the darkness, I leave Noakai of the Kai and the Naka in their domain of solitude. I wonder who I should approach now. Tidal storm. We're gonna stop right here. So we got to make progress with Noakai, which is a major accomplishment not just for Soren, but for anybody, because based on what Kirik says about him, it seems as though nobody wants anything to do with him. Yeah, he's a, Noakai is a very difficult person to deal with. So apparently Soren did something that was nearly impossible for anybody else to do, which was to gain Noakai's favor, or at least a little bit of it. So he managed to gain Noakai's trust, at least enough that he's willing to help Soren by taking him to his land, the area where his tribe is from, and help him hunt. Alright, so and that light that came right after the bond between Noakai and Soren grew, their bond grew, that light came and only Soren could see it. Noakai couldn't see the light, but only Soren could. So I have no idea, but I'm guessing maybe that light maybe that light appeared as a way of symbolizing Soren's success towards gaining Noakai's trust. I have no idea. Now there's two other characters that we're going to see next time, and I'll have to see what we'll have to play and meet them and talk with them to see if that ends up being the same case with them. Like if your bond with them grows stronger, will that same light appear again, or was it just with Noakai? I don't know, but we're gonna have to figure out next time when we pick one of the two remaining wolves to pick from. So we're gonna pick one wolf next time, and then I think in another later video we'll pick the remaining one. So it's gonna be like 2 videos for each of them. So we got to gain both Noakai and Naka's trust. So when he did good, he was able to gain 2 people's trust so far. One for Naka and one for Noakai. That was a huge accomplishment for him. I mean, he doesn't completely trust Soren, but the fact that Soren was able to at least convince, like the fact that Soren was able to gain Noakai's trust, that's alone is a huge accomplishment. And if Soren continues to do that, gain Noakai's trust, then I believe their relationship will grow even stronger as they get to know each other more. Alright, so we'll do a few more videos for the other 2 wolves to pick from next time. So this is a very long update, so a lot of content in this one. Fortunately, I didn't have to do as much censoring with this as I had to do with the last video. So hopefully all the nudity will at least be to a minimum, not like last time where we basically saw a lot of nudity basically throughout most of the video. So during that ceremony. So anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.